Welcome to Daily Devotions for Monday, July 27th, 2020. I want to share with you another small, short parable from Jesus. This is still from Matthew 13, and I'm going to read to you verses 45 and 46. Also, the kingdom of heaven is like this: a man is looking for fine pearls. And when he finds one that is unusually fine, he goes and sells everything he has and buys that pearl. Well, the idea here is simple enough, but my question is, uh, have you ever seen a fine pearl? An unusually fine pearl. Let me show you something right now. Ah, some of you know this, don't you? Some of you recognize that this is in fact not a pearl. It's one of my glass marbles that somebody gave me based on another sermon I gave. It's not a pearl at all. It's just round, and it'd be a nice size if it really was a pearl, but it's just a glass ball, probably worth less than a penny. This parable, as in all the parables, shifts things around a little bit. We've talked about the yeast, we've talked about the good fish, the bad fish, the net. We've talked about finding the treasure in the field. This story is different, though, because it recognizes the ability of somebody to recognize something as unusually fine, as something that is worth giving up everything else to hold on to. I suppose if I really wanted to prepare for this devotions, I could have watched hours of YouTube videos describing to me about pearls and what makes a pearl not only fine, but unusually fine. But to tell you, I don't see myself as having a career in precious gems. So we're not going to do that. But I have to tell you this, that sometimes we don't treat our faith in God, our faith in Jesus Christ, as a fine treasure. Instead, we just treat it as something that's been passed down in our family. That's not worth giving up everything you have in order to find. Wouldn't it be ironic if I had this little round glass ball and somebody walked in my office and said, I know diamonds. That's a very rare round diamond. Do you know how much that thing's worth, Dan? And all the time I thought it was a marble. So it's got me thinking, um, how do you learn the value of Christ in your life? How do you assess it compared to everything else around you? I suppose in some ways it's the way you learn about the value of anything is you learn by watching and talking to others and seeing its usefulness. You can study. You can certainly get lots of books that will talk about Christ. But I would say where I have truly learned the value of Christ in my life has come through two real primary means. The first is the witness of others. It's other people who I trust and respect who have told me honest stories about what Christ has done in their life. And I don't really trust too much in the spectacular ones. Occasionally I hear the story of somebody who experiences something that they see as miraculous. And I don't mean to belittle that, but it doesn't have the deep impact on me. But when I see a person who's been deeply wounded, who through Christ is able to forgive someone, when I see somebody who is able to take a chance and to do something good, to be more loving, to be more caring because of Christ has led them in their life, uh, it starts to become more valuable. The second place that you learn the value of your faith in Christ is to put it in play for yourself. To, well, I'm not sure if I'd use the word test it, as so much as I would say to put your faith into action and to see where it takes you. I can tell you a way never to understand the value of Christ in your life, and that's to keep your treasure clean and hidden in a box and only pull it out a couple times a year. Keep it like it's some kind of something and never use it. The value, the unsurpassing value of a faith in Christ is discovered the best when you trust in Christ in hard times, in everyday times, in times where nothing else will do. And that's when you discover the value of your faith in Christ. So once again, a person who recognizes a fine pearl is a person who's been looking for pearls for a long time. And a person who recognizes the value of a relationship with Christ has seen Christ at work in others and has dared to put their faith in Christ at work in their lives. Take care. Bye.